Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers. I didn't yell. I didn't plead. I simply looked at her, nodded once and said, all right. She told me her feelings had faded, that someone else had stepped into the space I once held, that whatever we had was finished. And I let her walk away. No argument. No attempt to hold on. Just quiet acceptance. But 1 year later, on a cold night I never expected, she knocked on my door again. Crying. Shaking. Asking if she still had a chance. And the worst part was, I didn't know what to say. Before I get into everything, if you've ever been abandoned by someone you believed would always stay, hit that subscribe button and share your story below. You're not alone. My name is Nathan and I was married to Ella for almost 10 years. To everyone else, we were the couple people pointed at with a smile and said, that's real love. At least I thought so. We had our rituals. Sunday mornings with coffee, movie nights halfway through the week, long drives with no music, just talking about nothing and everything. But slowly something in her faded. The laughter stopped. The spark dimmed. Even when she sat beside me, she felt impossibly far away. She got distant. Cold. Her touch felt unfamiliar, like it didn't belong to me anymore. I noticed. Of course I noticed. I asked if she was okay. She always whispered the same thing, I'm just tired. But one night she wasn't tired. She was finished. I don't love you anymore, she said. I found someone else. It felt like sinking underwater, everything muffled, unreal. I heard the words but my brain refused to accept them. I didn't argue. Maybe some part of me had already known this was coming. She waited for anger, for a breakdown, for a pleading scene worthy of a movie. Instead I said, all right, walked out of the bedroom and slept on the couch. By morning she was packing. I stood outside, watching as she drove off without glancing at the mirror. That hurt the most. The first few weeks were just numbness. Sleepless nights. No appetite. A hollow ache sitting where my chest used to be. I buried myself in work. I ran until my legs felt like fire. I tried therapy, journaling, even going on a few dates, but nothing stuck, nothing felt real. People kept telling me how strong I was, how calm I seemed. They didn't see the 3 a.m. nights where I lay awake, whispering her name into an empty room. Love doesn't switch off just because someone else unplugged it. You just learn to live around the emptiness. By month 10, I stopped hoping for her name to appear on my phone. I began rebuilding myself slowly, awkwardly, painfully. Then came October 9th, a full year since the day she left. I remember writing in my journal, 1 year. I made it. The sun was gone, I was in sweatpants making a simple dinner, music playing low. Then I heard a soft knock at the door. Not urgent. Not confident. Just unsure. When I opened it, Ella stood there. Her hair was longer, unkempt. Her eyes red and swollen. She wore a coat but was still shivering. I didn't know where else to go, she whispered. My heart stuttered. Every memory crashed into me, our vows, her laugh, the way she walked away. Can I come in? She asked. I hesitated, then stepped aside. She sat at the kitchen table like she still lived there. I made her tea. She didn't touch it. I made a mistake, she said, voice trembling. The biggest one of my life. I stayed silent. I thought I wanted something different. I thought I'd outgrown us. But he wasn't you. No one is. Her hands shook as she reached into her bag and pulled out a folded, worn piece of paper. I wrote this 6 months ago, she said. I just couldn't send it. I opened it. A letter. A painful, honest, messy apology. She wrote about sleepless nights, about keeping my old hoodie, about hearing my voice in the quiet. When I looked up, tears were falling down her cheeks. I know I don't deserve anything, she said. I just needed you to know. And if there's even the smallest chance. She didn't finish. She didn't need to. My heart pounded. A year ago, I would have begged for this moment. But now, I realized something I never expected. I wasn't the same man anymore. And she wasn't the same woman. I don't hate you, I finally said. She nodded, crying harder. I forgave you a long time ago, I added. She closed her eyes like those words cut and comforted her at the same time. But we're not who we used to be, I said softly. We're strangers now. She let out a broken sob. I'm sorry, she whispered. I placed the letter on the table. So am I. She stood, walked to the door slowly as if each step grew heavier. Before leaving, she turned and said, I'll always love you. I gave her a gentle smile. And I'll always remember you. Then she left. No promises. No reunion. No maybe someday. Just closure. Not every love story ends in anger. Some end in silence, in growth, in acceptance. I didn't take her back. Not because I stopped loving her, but because, for the first time in years, I finally loved myself more. If you've been abandoned, don't keep waiting at a door someone closed. Heal, grow, rebuild. Because maybe one day they'll return, but by then you might not need them to. If this touched you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Real stories, real hearts, real healing. Please help me to reach 1,000 subscribers.